guys, the K9 Gamer here, and I am playing Fault Milestone 1. It's kind of, I forget what it was. I found the demo on Steam a while ago, so I was like, I need a video for today. Let's do this. Oh, now you want to give me a start screen kind of thing. When I first opened this up, I tried to make the video, and then it started like popping up all these words, and I couldn't read it, and then I started the video, and then I failed starting the video, and it wasn't good. So you know what? Let's start, and do it for real this time. In a time of yore, humankind had discovered mana. I think we're gonna go with mana, a naturally occurring energy source that long pulsed throughout the crust of the world. Humankind utilized mana from the land. Okay, screw it. A hunter could use provocar to kill and cook their catch or quarry. I can't word. I hope you know this. An apothecary could use a... You saw that, right? No. Pause it then. There is existent marker with heredity unique only to certain individuals. I want you guys to be able to hear this, but I want you guys to also be able to hear my voice. So, sorry about the popping up sound thing. The path down uses mana as a medium to transfer the memories and experience. I can't read this fast. I'm sorry. Humankind would deem those in possessions of heredity Makarov to be monarchs. What is all these made-up words of the old king's wisdom through the path down? You get the idea. Centuries ago, hellbent on expanding their sphere of influence, the Makarov monarch started the period of exploration. The populist survival drove on one monarchy to expansion. Just read it yourself. I don't even want to try anymore. In the present day, the development of mana facilitated communications, revolutionized an already altered world. Okay, people were no longer restricted by the pace of couriers to carry written messages. Long-distance communications became accessible to the masses. Education and knowledge became abundant. Secularism grew in popularity among the general public. Enlightenment was abundant in this new era, ushered forward by that word, a renowned pacifist kingdom of something or other. Tragedy which would ultimately end peace that was established over 60 years ago. Oh wow, there's blood. That's not good. That's some good animation though. But oh, blood. Who's getting murdered? Whose head is getting bashed in? I want in. Is that bad that I said that? Probably shouldn't have said that. Still can't read that word. Castle, the Great Hall to the Sky Terrace. Alright, as sparks shot and flames spread throughout the Great Hall, a small shadow ascended the spiral staircase to the Sky Terrace. Girl, I am the one who's reached the top of the castle first. She's cute! I love her! A girl who appeared no older than a child spearheaded the assault on Risahide, we're gonna go with that, castle, and was the first to arrive at the highest point of its keep, the Sky Terrace. Girl. I love her purple eyes! Oh my god! The girl, alert and aware, struck a defensive pose and quickly scanned her surroundings. She held her breath as she surveyed the terrace. Prior to the assault, the girl's party had received intelligence that the Sky Terrace was unguarded, and that the object of their pursuit was secluded in the terrace. Inheritor of the fabled path down Makarov and heiress to the throne. Reveal yourself, Princess Selfine Rugzenhide. You know there's no escaping from this. The girl shouted. The girl's shout I've never known how to say that word throughout the empty terrace. There was no response to the girl's command, but she maintained her guard. I am sorry. My phone barked. I am so unprofessional, and that was something on my desk. Sorry. Anime with that same thing, and the Spider Rambo thing. Now, when I first saw this game, it kind of looked like it was just dialogue the entire time, just back and forth dialogue. I'm not sure if there's actual gameplay, But we're about to see, aren't we? She moved towards the center of the sky terrace, her short stature producing silent steps, precise and without waste. ... She has to be here somewhere. With nothing in sight, the girl began to question the credibility of their intel. Doubt overtook her, and she put her hand to her right ear and spoke aloud. Hey, Sign, can you hear me? If you can hear me, respond. ... I guess she's still preoccupied. Oh, I thought it was a guy. Our intel was wrong. The target's not here. Nobody's here. Are they assassins? Not hunters, but assassins? The girl relaxed her guard and took a long, deep breath. She's even cuter now! Oh my god! The girl proceeded further into the sky terrace, towards the balcony. There was a solid wood dining table at the center of the balcony, which overlooked the castle town below. A beautiful embroidery was draped over the table. There were several large dining chairs pushed underneath, each constructed from solid wood and handcrafted with impeccable detail. The table and all of its amenities were works of art. Every object from the dining table to the decorations strategically placed throughout the sky terrace screamed of wealth. Perhaps overcome with envy, the girl proceeded to correct the toppled dining chair at the head of the table and nonchalantly plopped herself in the seat. The strange sensation shot through her you get it. A sensation that could only be described as one of grandeur. Don't even know what that is. I suck at vocabulary. At the head of the table overlooked the castle town. Below sat the girl, her upbringing a complete contrast to the seat's previous occupants. The absurdity of it delighted her. Tee. Slam. The uncouth commoner placed her boots onto the now soiled embroidery, covered the table, lounged back in the dining chair, and relaxed her eyes. Whose seat was the girl sitting in? Who could be so fortunate enough to be born into such privilege, to be allowed a seat so grand? These trivial thoughts bounced around in the girl's mind. The owner of the chair was of little significance, because they had since abandoned the chair, fleeing in fear for their lives as the castle came under siege. Girl. Royalty. If I could eat on a table like this every day, I'd feel right and royal too. The girl peered down onto the castle town from the balcony and saw the streets engulfed in flames. Beautiful, the town's just glowing. After her sarcastic soliloquy, the girl noticed something as she left her seat. Girl 2. Oh, she's pretty too, but she's covered in blood. I guess that's the one she was trying to contact Sign earlier. Another girl stood at the entrance from where the first had entered. Mistress Maria. The girl addressed as Maria responded to her subordinate's greeting with her special gesture of acknowledgement, an impressive wave of the hand. I see that. You enjoyed sitting seat, Coco? Asked Maria of her. Maria? Mari? Yeah. Of her compatriot. Coco in a deadpan, almost intelligible manner of speech. Not at all, mistress. Mistress Maria never appears. Maria appeared unnerved by anything we do. Coco silently thought to herself. Coco's compatriot, I can't word, I'm sorry, apparent Maria appeared no older than Coco herself, graced with a youthful look but stunted with a child's height. While Coco appeared overly belligerent, Maria appeared to exude an aura of harmlessness at first glance. However, her foes were also deceived by her aura of harmlessness. Well, she has blood on her shoulders, so I think anybody else would not be fooled anymore. The hem of Maria's cloak was dyed from black to damp crimson with her victim's blood. You see, that's what I was talking about. I'm surprised you made it up here without tearing the hem. Maria tilted her head at Coco's comment, puzzled. Question mark seemed to float over her head. Coco made no sense. Why ruin a good cloak? No reason, no rush. No rush? If you didn't notice everything's on fire, that's plenty of reason to rush. Thick smoke and the stench of blood polluted the air. Dang, I love this story already. I thought this was gonna be some dumb, like, sex story. Yeah, I thought that. Shrieks and explosions echoed throughout Restia to hide. We had a name, but then I forgot it. Even though Maria was at the center of destruction, she was deaf to the orchestra of oblivion in the background. Task near completion. No rush. You do have a point, but Coco was at a loss for words, defeated by Maria's simple retort. Target where? Oh, right, the target. Well, she's not here. I guess Cyan was misinformed. Cyan, reliable. Even Cyan, wrong. We obey sister's borders. I have a feeling she doesn't talk much. You mean orders. Orders. She illiterate? This was normal. Maria often communicated through expressions and gestures rather than words. Figured. Maria's mannerisms were simple, frank, and left little room for interpretation. Where else could the target be? I'm pretty sure we made a thorough sweep. Plan B. Search and destroy. This'll take a while. Whoa, she is not happy. I'm gonna go crazy from searching the whole keep. Funny. Coco made a distressed face at the thought of Plan B, a sight that entertained Maria. Maria took slight joy in seeing Coco's distraught expression. Sure, laugh it up. Plan B it is. Let's split up and do a thorough check of the east and west wings. I'll take the east wing. Blink. What's wrong? Recall shadows soldiers for escort. I'll be fine without them. My 150 shadow soldiers have already decimated most of the Rusihide warriors, so I'm not counting on it. I'm on encountering anyone. What's the matter, mistress? Don't let overconfidence cloud your judgment, stated Maria in a soft voice, her words connected and well formed. Everything's gone, according to Sister's design so far, but you may ultimately need those 150 shade soldiers. I thought they were shadow soldiers. Understood. Well, I guess shade and shadow are kind of the same thing. Stuttered Coco, standing straight up like a student before a teacher. It's never bad to expect the unexpected. That's all, I meant. Scary. I didn't expect to hear a safety lecture come from her. Bystanders could never comprehend the force behind Maria's change in speech. Maria would speak more plainly about things she felt more strongly about, a difficult task for someone with a speech impediment. I have a speech impediment. Logical, seeing that she only just recently began remembering her vocabulary. Even with her limited vocabulary and lack of situational awareness, Maria was in no way unintelligent. Coco, Maria's subordinate and partner, understood this. As they split up, a voice rang out in Coco's right ear. Coco, can you hear me? Finally, you finally show up. Oh, Cyan, yes, I can hear you. How are things on your end? They're all dead yet? They all dead yet? Go on, answer. I've flooded and sealed the first, second, and third floors with my mana. So yeah, they're all dead. And unless there's reinforcements start raining from the sky, there's no way for them to breach the gate to the keep. But get a load of this. I just finished offing these 2 guards, right? Seriously, they were total pushovers. I think this sounds like a Toads Valley girl. Like, yes. I think I'd get more of a thrill from killing those snoozers in my sleep. Says the person who volunteered to guard the rear. If you wanted action, you should have taken the lead. So how things on your end going? Fine, change the topic. That reminds me, you've got some explaining to do, Cyan. You said that the princess was in the Sky Terrace, but she's not here. Huh? She has to be there. If you checked the balcony already, then scour the place until you find her. And the voice is annoying. They might be annoying. I don't know. Well, that voice might be annoying. I don't know. I know already, alright? I'm going to be sore from all this tomorrow. Oh, shut up. I get sore too. It's a normal thing. A thorough sweep of the terrace won't kill you, youngin'. Says you, Cyan. What? Why don't you come up here instead? Stop wasting time and get going, Coco. Finish this already. Lay off. I'm not gonna cuss. I'm sorry, I just don't. Bish. Yeah, that's the thing. I gotta admit, knocking this nation off its foundation took a lot less effort than I imagined. I know what you mean. The indestructible reputation of Rosenheid just didn't live up to reality. Some symbol of the alliance, huh? The fact that Mistress Melano took an active role in the attack probably had a lot to do with how easy it was. If I had to guess, oh, who cares? The Mistress is so unorthodox. I have no idea what she's thinking doing this. She like turned English in the middle of that. Have some faith, Cyan. It's not like Mistress Melano could have done this on her own without us. Actually, why was that so... It was such a bad British, but it was totally in there. I personally think she could have single-handedly destroyed Rosenheid without us. If I had to describe the Mistress in one word, it'd be shrewd. You've got a point. Alright then, I'm going to go secure and seal the remaining floors now. I hope you find the target soon. Cyan, out. Peace. Coco, out. Mistress Maria and Cyan make everything sound so simple. Am I the only one who's feeling a little worried now? I would too, girl. Killjoys, the both of them. I was doing just fine without them too. As Coco turned to make her way back to the Sky Terrace, a flash of light shot out of the corner of the east wing. Da! Reacted a moment too late. What? The head of Coco's staff was sliced clean off. My staff! Coco's staff was made from a lightweight alloy. Not especially known for its durability, but still metallic. The edge of a common sword might nick it, but anything shorter wouldn't even leave a mark. Coco's eyes were focused on the weapon's tip as it passed by her head, digging its way into a stone wall before coming to a full stop. God, who is trying to murder her? I like this chick. An invisible knife? An ice dagger? A Makarev knife? Coco thought through the possibilities. Whatever type it was, she realized assessing her assailant took precedence. Who goes there? Show yourself! Question mark. Question mark. ... Out of nowhere and into the light emerged yet another girl. A servant to the royals, Coco thought. She wore a purple cloak over a tricolor tunic, both made from fine silk. Is that tricolored? Well, I guess there's 3 colors in it, but I mean, like, However, what immediately drew Coco's attention was not the quality of this girl's clothes, but the crest which shimmered around the collar of her neck. Of her cloak. The crest represented her rank in the Markarafrita Alliance. A dual cravat. How many weird words are you going to spring on me in 2 minutes? My God! The fact that the girl couldn't have been older than 20 shocked Coco more than the translucent knife that had been flung at her. So wait, if the head of our staff got knocked off, then why is this here? Huh? Whatever, I get it. They just don't want to change the design. Ritana Regzahasta. Coco didn't know it, but Ritana was a royal guardian to Princess Cephaline. Where were you hiding this whole time? What are you after? Why do you seek milady? Ask Ritana. Having intentionally ignored Coco's question. Knowing that she would not receive a satisfactory reply, Ritana concluded that learning any information regarding the enemy's objective was of the utmost importance. Seek Milady. You've got it all wrong. Listen, we haven't got a plan. We're only here to brighten hide up, literally. Her smug face. Now, whether or not we decide to set you on fire is completely up to us. I got it. You're all out. You're all at our mercy. Ritana. We're in control now. If you want to live, then you'd better liven up and tell us everything we want to know. That face! If you don't talk, I'll kill you. Simple as that. Very well. And judging by your attire, I'm gonna guess you're a servant around here, right? You wouldn't happen to know where Cephaline is, would you? I don't know where she is. I do know. You do? Great, then do this then. You tell me where she is, and I promise to spare you. You will? And if I refuse? Well, obviously, if you don't tell me, then I'll kill you. Duh. Aren't my demands pretty simple and motivational? Why is the music off? I liked it. Are you trying to get on my bad side or something? Has the smoke gone to your head? Is your brain too fried to comprehend the situation here? I'm starting to lose my patience with you. The next thing out of your mouth better be Cephaline's location or princess. What? You shall address... Hey, the music's back! You shall address Milady as Princess Cephaline, you disrespectful child. The inferno blazing in Ritana's eyes melted away her cool and collected demeanor. I do not know what it is you seek to gain from committing regicide, but you shall submit yourself before common courtesy and address the Princess of Ruzenheid by her proper title. Your utter disregard for Milady's official title is evidence enough of your lack of morality. Huh? The time for talk is over. Duel me! That is the only way you imbeciles know how to conduct yourselves. You will learn common courtesy after I've thoroughly disciplined you. Didn't you hear a single word I said? You think you can duel me? You think you can beat me? Are you out of your mind? Who cares if you're a duel fighter? You can't beat me. Your stupid Maharat rank in the Alliance doesn't mean a dang where I'm from. Yes, I'm that prestigious. On God! In an instant, both monarchs began gathering their purified mana. Whoa. Two ethereal orbs of life slowly materialized and revolved around Ritana, causing Coco to stare in awe. They began augmenting their mana with the surrounding mana, preparing for battle kapita. Oh, that didn't mean to do that. Gradually, a tortural mix of colored mana began revolving around Ritana. Ritana had initiated the incantation interval, which gathers together both colored and purified mana. This resulted in an already overwhelming display of her mastery of Pyro and Terra Matacraft. Or so Coco had originally thought. What materialized from Ritana's extravagant display of colored and purified mana was a translucent bladed weapon, which most Pyro and Terra Dulcaravas can create if they are inclined to melee attacks. You got my hopes up with that pretty light show, and that's sword's all you have to show for it. However, it was no ordinary blade. It's a glass sword? You're out of your mind! What of it? You're nothing but a glass graffita? Do you have a death wish or something? You really think you can defeat me with that brittle blade? Enough chatter, child. Let us commence our duel. Keep it up, you big fish. Just you keep it up. Call me a child one more time. I dare you. I double dare you. You think you can stop me, Glass Raffata? Is that what you think? Well, you're dead wrong. Clack, clack. As Coco concluded her declaration, she slammed the tip of her staff twice into the ground, causing a glowing triangle to emerge at the base of Rita's feet. Huh? She's casting a ranged Makarov. Instead of engaging me in melee combat, I'll make your passing as painful as possible. I love Coco so much. Arise. Triangle incineration. Silence covered the east wing, followed by a pillar of fire shooting from the glowing triangle to the ceiling. That's spelling errors. To the ceiling. Sluggish. Rita escaped the trap, landing squarely behind Coco while running the tip of the sword along her back. Coco reacted in an instant, leaning forward while kicking hard at the ground to move away from Rita. After landing at a safe distance, Coco quickly assessed her wound, but the wound was nowhere to be seen. The agonizing sensation of sharp glass carving through his back gradually dulled and dissipated. How did you... Coco realized then how the wound had vanished. At first glance, Rita's sword would only appear to be made from glass, but it was, in fact, a lethal weapon of unusual craft. This glass sword is actually crafted from transidine ore. It's often mistaken for plain glass. A transidine sword? An ore capable of creating the sharpest edge known to humankind? I really did. But it's almost impossible to forge. Refining the ore without breaking it is impossible. But it can be done. My throat, though. My mastery of Pyro and Terra Makarov allow me for the creation of the transidine weapons, though it takes some time. Why would you bother crafting a sword out of transidine at all? Don't you think forging a sword out of an ally would have been easier? What difference does the material make, so long as the resulting edged weapon serves its purpose? I like both of them. She has points. Rita has points. Coco, she also has points. And she's fun. That's your reasoning for crafting some weird double-edged weapon? In fact, why are you even dueling me with a sword? It makes no sense. You're a little slow on the uptake, aren't you? My battle craft forte is in melee combat. Rita leapt in an instant. Exclamation point. Oh no! Coco knew she would be outmatched in melee combat, so she tried to gain distance over Rita. Arise, my shadow soldiers! Coco slammed the tip of her staff into the ground once more. The shadow from the staff stretched to the nearest wall from whence shadowy warriors began to emerge. Coco summoned forth 4 of her shadow soldiers. They quickly surrounded and trapped Rita, leaving her no room to escape. This girl can summon shadow soldiers? The very same ones that attacked our castle? She was probably the cause of it, did you not think? Be careful, she's a slippery one. Cut her down before she uses that sword on you. And make sure she doesn't come anywhere near me. Coco raised her staff again, spreading a glowing wave of mana into the air. The glowing halo of mana wafted towards and encircled the 4 shadow soldiers. May my wisdom of Pyro and Tarot craft unbreakable chains. Slam! Coco's staff made contact with the ground once more, and the halo of mana materialized into a steel chain. How could she create and manipulate that chain from a distance? I need to seal her movements. With a single stroke of her finger, Coco's shadow soldiers attempted to contain and maim Rita. Woo! Regardless of her entrapment, she continued to bob and weave between the countless swings of the shadow swords and ethereal longswords. I've got her now. Clink, clink. Coco's steel chain fell over her shadow soldiers, and they used it to bind and trap Rita. Ooh, I love it. Ha! There's no escape this time. I'm going to enjoy watching you die. Coco and the shadow soldiers closed in on the now chained Rita, clasping hands to one another in the shape of a pentagram. And then, arise. Coco's staff and shadow soldiers' black swords simultaneously struck the ground at 5 points. From those 5 points, a glowing pentagram formed on the ground where Rita stood. Pentagram incineration! Whoa. Another pillar shot from the ceiling towards the ceiling in a flash, while a triangle was scorched into the stone ceiling from Coco's first attack. This attack punched a pentagram-shaped hole straight through the ceiling, revealing a full moon floating in the night sky. Woohoo! I'll burn that bitch to a crisp! What's the matter with you all? It's time to celebrate! Coco's shadow soldiers had ceased to respond to their master's beckoning, throwing Coco into confusion. What? Okay, what is happening? Never forget the sensation. No! Coco, don't die! For the sensation surpasses that of steel. Oh god, she looks like she is in complete Akame mode. Spoke a voice as Coco's shadow soldiers disappeared. Yet again, Ritana had escaped Coco's trap and made her way around Coco's back. Coco was once more at Ritana's mercy, as she found herself with the tip of a Transilidian blade pressed against her neck. Even when lightly pressed against the sensation of flesh being slowly frayed was evident from Coco's grimace. That's not fair. Glass can't cut through steel. It just can't. Something about you doesn't add up. You're skilled in conventional combative Makarov, but those very skills are unsuited for it. Your first attack was powerful enough to scorch stone, and your second attack far surpassed the first, blasting straight through mortar. But the incantation intervals for both Monokrovs was too costly. I could have defeated you easily in the time you took. Twice. Thus, your ranged Makarov was insignificant in a duel that called for ranged. I don't need your stupid lecture. Ugh. Coco clung desperately to her staff, bearing the immense pain of Ritana's transcendine sword against her neck. Why, when I was so close to achieving our objective, did I encounter this bitch? Well, very well. Your life is in my hands, but I do not wish to spill your blood. I detest using force as a means of resolution. I only desire dialogue to end this needless bloodshed. The pain Coco felt from the sword diminished. Dialogue? Coco reacted to Ritana's ultimatum with disgust, but in an instant, here's something else, you know that? Coco reached a conclusion regarding her opponent. She realized that Ritana would ultimately choose not to kill her, which brought her to dark delight. You're a riot! Coco sneered and lunged the tip of her staff down towards Ritana's foot. What kind of idiot would want dialogue with the people who massacred her people? Oh, I know who. Would you? Indeed. Compassion had no place on the battlefield, even from a citizen of a kingdom renowned for pursuing pacifism. I know what it is, I just can't say it. Even Ritana was well aware of this paradox. She knew she could be forced to take her foes ahead. Ritana resisted, even struggled against the impulse to kill Coco. It was this very impulse that set Coco and Ritana apart. Coco was capable of committing murder without a hint of hesitation. You cannot defeat me, child. Your proclamations fall on deaf ears. The only idiot here is the one who's still struggling when there's a sword pressed against their throat. Ritana struggled against the concept of executing the child. She even struggled against the concept of this child committing mass murder without a shred of hesitance. The concept of child soldiers was foreign to Ritana, who didn't know how fortunate she was to be born and raised in a peaceful kingdom. To Coco, Ritana's mercy was a childish ideal to pursue on the battlefield. It was kill or be killed. It feels like I'm talking to a wall. Your mercy makes no sense to me. Do you know how many of your people I've slaughtered tonight, and you want to settle this peacefully through dialogue? How naive can you be? Is it so wrong to take a life if it means protecting someone you can't live without? She has a point, I guess, but they both have points. I wouldn't want to murder someone. Well, is it so wrong? We're not so different, you and I. I know you'd kill to protect your precious princess. Ritana gave no retort. She was apprehensive at the very aspect of agreeing with Coco's creed. I wasn't like Rita not to be rattled by words, so. In fact, Rita was shocked and speechlessness, followed by a disquieting silence that befell the chamber. Rita had never let an opponent's words affect her to the point of speechlessness. The unnatural silence that filled the air felt almost organic, as if produced to conceal a shadow which found itself directly behind Rita. Wait, what? Kravita Crusher. Oh, Maria, thank God. Rita Transodine's sword, reliable through her duel, was suddenly reduced to microscopic fragments. My sword is shattered from mana instability? I should have been able to detect this. Case in point. This is my faithful partner, Mistress Maria. We'd kill to protect each other. Maria greeted Rita with her signature hand wave. Hey! Create more shadows soldiers yet? I will now. I warned you that you would need those 150 shadow soldiers. Create sturdier shadow soldiers. I shall, Mistress Maria. What did you do to my sword? Huh? Broke it? With Kravita Crusher. You can do that? It's so hard to picture a battle scene, like, this person, like, just, like, standing in a battle position. Oh my god, what is happening? And, like, these people, like, running up to each other, but they're kind of just standing there looking at each other like, I don't care. Menacrav stimulation and nullification, but how? It should be an impossible feat. Well, it's obviously not. Normally, a great deal of time and mana would be dedicated to such a thing. Maria's ability allows her to bypass that altogether. I wouldn't try to understand how the Mistress ability came to be. You got more important things to worry about. Just know that the incantation interval doesn't apply to any of the Mistress's Menacrav, but for the rest of us, it does. That just can't be true. It's impossible. Rita ignored Coco's advice and tried to make sense of it. Despite Coco's firepower, the incantation interval required for each cast left her at a disadvantage when dueling. However, Coco's partner ensures absolute defense. They are the perfect sword and shield. The tables had turned for Rita because of the time she spent demanding Coco's surrender. Rita's pursuit for compassion had betrayed her. I keep doing that in turn. Forgive me, milady. Stay low to the ground. Oh, okay. Oh, she was there the entire time. That makes sense. She's kind of pretty, but her dress is too frilly and pink. I love her face right there. She looks like she will kill everything, and I just love her altogether. With a wave of Rita's hand, the hidden glass wall in front of the chamber's gable fractured, then shattered. The sound of glass fragments was all that was audible within the chamber as light reflected off the glass and illuminated the east wing. Princess Cephaline, who had been hidden there the whole time, stepped out from the gable and into the blinding light. It's really Cephaline! Coco immediately raised her staff and began casting an offensive Menacrav. However, Rita had already reached Cephaline's side by the time Coco raised her staff. Speedy! Why is the mana around her stirring so restlessly? Incantation interval. Wait, why is she even bothering to use battle cover? 1,000 pardons, milady, but please close your eyes just for a brief moment. Wind slowly gathered into a raging vortex, enveloping both Rita and Cephaline. Coco, get away from there now! The east wing was illuminated with blinding bright light once more. It wasn't the Transodine battlecraft she cast before. The light dispersed, revealing everything once again, except for... Mistress, what happened? What? What happened? Where did they go? They vanished into thin air? That's a lot of dots. It's way too many dots. Eek! Rita, where are we? We're in the middle of a forest. This isn't the rendezvous point. You did it, Rita. Your Makarov really worked. Where are we? Hey, Regina, where are we? I don't see the castle anywhere. I don't see anyone else either. Where are the townspeople? I don't know, milady. I haven't been able to call anyone through Comcoverat since the start of the attack. Somehow the enemy must have disrupted our link to the Quinn Order. Since they've infiltrated the keep, wouldn't that mean the warriors guarding the gates were all... By extension, that would make this the worst possible outcome. Not only have our warriors fallen in battle, our people may have also shared their fate. Don't say that. They weren't seeking the death of the current king, but his daughters, and they even knew where to find her. Those people attacked our kingdom during Father's absence. How could I have let this happen? They attacked the kingdom of Rosenheim in the absence of King Valar, with the intention of assassinating Cephaline. How could they have known about his absence? Only a select few, myself included, were made aware. How did they know to search for Cephaline within the vicinity of the Sky Terrace? If they already knew so much, then they may very well have assassinated King Valar. What should we do, Risa? If they've disrupted our Comcoverat links, then how will we warn my father? How dare I poison my mind with these baseless thoughts? But how? How could those children coordinate so effective an assault against the Quinn Order within such a short span of time? The only confirmation I have regarding the events of this evening was the enemy's intention of to assassinate Cephaline. Is it so wrong to take a life if it means protecting someone you can't live without? Regina, what could that child have meant? Did she say that in order to make me feel hesitant? Did she say that in order to make me feel hesitant? Or was she speaking from experience? I have a feeling she was speaking from experience. Coco and Maria. Together, they're a force to be reckoned with. If I had dealt with Coco from the start, I could have at least disabled her when she was alone. But I couldn't do it with Maria around. I couldn't defeat them alone. It's all in the past now. We have more pressing matters to attend to. Hey, are you listening? What should we do? Fret not, milady. Our first priority is to determine exactly where we are right now. What do you mean, Rita? You brought us here intentionally, didn't you? How can you not know where we are? Please, Rita, talk to me. Tell me what's going on. She's so freaking prissy. Where are we? Forgive me. Rita? Forgive me. Why are you apologizing? There's nothing to... Forgive me, milady. I have no satisfactory excuse. I had only your safety in mind. I feared that I could not protect you, but moreover, I don't know why we've not reached our intended destination. What? Cephaline's mind went blank from the shock of those unexpected words. Rita was one of the most skilled Makarovs in the kingdom, as well as a role model to the young Cephaline. She could have only registered disbelief at seeing this cool, collected person she's always admired appearing so helpless. Rita. Rita knew her self-embarrassment would make Cephaline anxious, but she was too ashamed to rise. Cephaline was stunned, speechless. Neither spoke, but they had reached a similar unspoken consensus. They were far from the kingdom of Rosenheim, and thus the peaceful lives they once led were no more. Henceforth, they would embark on a perilous journey through this new world. Is that the end? Oh my god, that's the end. Oh, that bitch was so sad. I want to know what that's about. Oh. Alright, I'm just gonna put that down a little bit. So that's the end of the demo. That actually seems like a very interesting story. Cephaline. I love that name. That name is really cool. Rita. She looks a lot cuter like that. Yeah, she does. Rune Sarah unknown. So I have a feeling we play as Rita and Cephaline. and whoever these characters are. But I liked Coco! I can't sympathize with Cephaline. I want Coco! Is that one sign? Which one's sign? I want to know. What does that hand mean? Oh, this looks so cool. I want to play it. Speaking of which, what do you guys think? We should totally play this, right? I can totally buy the game for you guys if you want. And we could do the whole entire thing. We could do a playthrough. It'd be our first Let's Play, I guess. Maybe. If you want. Or it can be a different Let's Play. Probably not the first, but whatever. But that's up to you guys. Post it in the comments. Tell me what to do. Oh no, it's not over? They escaped. How? It's called the Riptide Effect. Oh, that's cyan. It's a random natural phenomenon we don't really understand. All we know is it teleports any organic matter caught in it over a great distance. You've never heard of it, huh? There are plenty of stories about people who've been caught in the vortices. People were sent days away from their starting point, and when they were found, they were in places that took days or weeks to reach on carriage, and even longer on foot. But that doesn't seem possible. Suddenly finding yourself in another place in the blink of an eye, it sounds like a myth. Well, it's magic. Besides, the vortex that took them away looked more like a cast Manakrov than a random act of nature. I didn't mention that it's not very well understood how it occurs, didn't I? I remember hearing some academic studying the effect. All they had were hearsay, but the best they could manage was a theory, which was apparently the Riptide Effect is deeply rooted in commutative and mana-link immersion. Normally this requires a link to the intended recipient, which acts as the bridge for communication. Over time, this can extend across a decent distance. Once the link is established, the purified mana circulates constantly, allowing both parties to communicate thoughts and emotions. The theory follows that the Riptide Effect can happen as long as the circulation of mana is dedicated to Kamrakav or even Aratam. How does Arata figure in? Great, she missed the point entirely. I missed the point entirely. If you can talk to someone you're linked to by exchanging purified mana, then shouldn't you also be able to be immersed in the mana line and swept away physically by the mana stream's current? There's so many dots. Are you still with me, Coco? Come on! That's the best idea these academics came up with. Absolutely absurd. So you deny the theory. Oh, I forgot. She's Valley Girl. So you deny the theory even though you witnessed it in action? Why? Because it's impossible. Manipulating mana into Manakrov is miraculous in itself, but this is just unnatural. Impossible and unnatural don't mean untrue. I went through the theory with you twice with an example. You owe me at least half of that. It's just not possible for a glass rocker like her to just up and disappear with our target in tow. Does it make sense to you, Cyan, for a Makarov to have the power to break them both down to molecular level and send the mana line to another location, wherein said Manakrov reconstructs both bodies without any ramifications? Well, when you put it that way, it does make sense, so you get it. You're out of your mana-loving mind! Huh? Gasp. Do you think I'm a child? How deluded do you have to be to buy into that fantasy fluff? Give me a break, Cyan. Seriously, Coco, you can't dismiss it as just a plausible phenomenon. Plausible my butt. Do you really think a single Makarov can deconstruct and reconstruct two humans without leaving out a crucial component or two? The amount of purified mana required would be immeasurable. It is impossible for a human to have a limitless reserve of purified mana. Quit being so narrow-minded and just think about it for a second. You think about it for a second, you can't send limitless mana through just a mana line. There are equally limitless mana lines out there, but you never find one that can handle that amount. Oh, come on. You do make a valid point, though. Finding a mana line that could actually withstand that is a shot, 1,000,000 to 1 shot. Well, congratulations, Coco. You debunked the theory for now. Now, go take some time to unwind. You look stressed out. And whose fault is that, Cyan? You spoke more clearly to begin with. If you spoke more clearly to begin with. Coco, yes? Calm down, okay? Keep calm. Carry on. Maria's got the right idea. Carry on. Carry on. Ugh, understood, mistress. It's just weird that you reject the theory entirely, even though you witnessed it in action. You're in denial, plain and simple. Why don't you let go of your facts and tell us why you think they got away? Cyan. Yes? Enemy Dulcarfia bending light. The Dulcarfia who blinded you can bend light? She's blinded? Yeah, and guess what? She was hiding the princess behind a glass wall in the East Wing. I can't help but feel like I'm being duped. I was so close to killing her. Princess Cephaline concealed herself the whole time? Yeah, you get it. A Dulcarfia that can refract varying intensities of light off of glass. New one on me. I'm not terribly familiar with this particular skill set, but it could be an exclusive trait to the people of Rosenheim. Ever since Coco reported to the target's disappearance, I've been trying to figure out how they could have escaped. But there's no evidence of them leaving that spot. For all we know, they could have escaped by using a form of Monocorab that we're just unfamiliar with. Okay. Ironic, really. We sealed them all in, smoked them out, slaughtered every last one, and yet our target still managed a miraculous escape. Okay, but Mistress Cyan, we changed the topic. Yeah, you're putting me to sleep here. Can we change the topic? Yeah, you're putting me to sleep here, people. I love her already. Mistress Melano. Oh yeah, we haven't even been introduced to her. Who are you? Ooh, look at you, girl. From the sound of this comatose-inducing conversation, I'd say our work here is done. Yes, not nice. Eavesdrop, sister. You know what's not nice, Maria? I've been up here the whole time and not one of you even noticed me. Please forgive us, mistress. I didn't sense your presence. Neither did I, but Maria has a point. Personally, I thought you would have alerted us to your arrival. Now, why would I be that obvious? I was wondering if any of you had anything colorful to say about me behind my back. After all, ain't chit-chat a little more exciting when you don't know you're being listened in on? So, she admits to eavesdropping. But no, you girls gave me nothing but monotony and mumbo-jumbo. I was so disappointed that I just had to put a cap on the conversation. Conversation. We would never ever say anything negative about you, Mistress Melano. Anyways, what's the bottom line? You all failed to stop the target and her servant from escaping our little slaughter? Does that sum it up pretty good? What's wrong, Coco? Why are you trembling? I have no excuse for failing you, Mistress Milano. I had them tracked, but that glass cover that escape shouldn't have been possible. You're so precious, Coco. Why, you almost remind me of a furry animal. I've got it now. You look like a defenseless little hamster with the way you're apologizing. Yes, as Coco mentioned, the glass refuge's method of escape wasn't taken into consideration, much less anticipated. Which is why you're still here prattling about how one teensy-weensy servant foiled your perfect plan. Isn't that right, Coco? It is, mistress. Oh, what's the matter, Coco? You look so pale. Do you want a hug? That's enough, Sister Milano. I guess I went a little too far, huh? I'm sorry, Coco. Oh, look at me, Coco. Yes, mistress? You're a strong girl. I wouldn't have it any other way. But you're only human, Coco. Humans will always make mistakes. It's just a fact of life. Am I wrong? No, mistress, but don't be afraid, Coco. Use your words. Please forgive me, Mistress Milano. Melano. I can't say it right, sorry. But who would have thought that the riptide effect could materialize through Makarov? Why, I'd find this all too much to swallow without science detailed explanation. I can believe it's coming from science. After all, she's almost never wrong. Words cannot express my gratitude. Do me a favor, Coco. I want you to look me right in the eye and answer a question for me. Yes, mistress. Coco, did you learn from your mistake, mistress? Humans are quite fallible. So much so that it's practically a way of life for them. I'm glad you're trying to learn from your mistakes, Coco. If you weren't, why, I think no better of you than those vermin. What is her deal? Is she not human? You are learning from your mistake, aren't you? You're not unrepentant like the rest of humankind, right? You're not a rat, right, Coco? Of course not. I swear, I will get them. You're not just saying that, are you, Coco? You'll really get them next time? I won't fail you, Mistress Melano. I swear, actions speak louder than words, understand? Because I have a little tolerance for unrepentant rats, Coco. Dang, I don't want to be with her. Allow me to explain, milady. The mana stream running through the planet's crust carries a continuous flow of mana throughout the planet, but tectonic activity can alter the course of some of the mana lines. If mana lines are severed, mana will be temporarily rerouted. Luckily, we use Manakarov to keep any enlarged mana lines from returning to their natural state, allowing for a greater flow of purified mana. Keeping those mana lines enlarged allows the riptide effect to occur. We use this combined with something called Vectrila to escape from Rosenheim Castle. Nothing's missing anywhere. I'm glad I managed to reconstruct both Cephaline and myself without any issue. Locating an enlarged mana line under the castle and forcing it to maintain a swelled state alone required nearly a year of effort. It cost another year of effort before I became accustomed to sending increasing volumes of purified mana through this particular mana line. After 2 years of training, I was capable of sending 2 humans worth of purified mana through this mana line while keeping it stable. Learning how to effectively utilize this enlarged mana line was my very first undertaking after being appointed as Princess Cephaline's royal guardian. I like this. This enlarged mana line was to run under the neighboring kingdom of Vazura to an emergency shelter maintained by both countries. But for some reason this mana line no longer leads near this shelter's entrance. Well, I guess escaping in and out of the mana stream in one piece is only saving grace of the evening. If the mana line diverted even further from our original destination, we could have very well ended up in the abyss of the sea, and then we both would have drowned to death. Hey, Regina, I'm just wondering, how many special types of Manakarov can you really use? Milady? It's just we practically grew up together, but I've never once seen you cast any Makarov like this one until tonight. Cephaline's face appears anxious with unrestrained curiosity. I can't really blame her. Cephaline knows every Manakarov and Batakarov that I've cast in the past, but I can never disclose the knowledge of this Manakarov to her. If you're referring to Vectorov, it was still being researched and had never been tested in the field. Never tested? I apologize, milady. The Vectorov isn't a Manakarov that can be used without justification. How do you figure? Well, for example, it would be impossible to return to Rosenheim Castle from here. Impossible? Why? The current research into the Vectorov only allows for travel one way. Therefore, returning to Rosenheim through the mana line we emerged from is not possible. Then, wouldn't that mean we're stranded? From here on out, walking remains our only means of transport. Finally, I've psyched enough pyro mana to light a campfire. Something's amiss about the mana stream here. It feels as if the mana lines here are too thin to carry much. But that can't be right. Every mana line has its own particular dimensions, so there must be some larger ones here, so why can't I detect any larger mana lines in these woods? It almost feels as if those mana dowsing abilities have somehow dulled. I'm tired. I'm just tired, that's all. So long as Cephaline survives. It's so long as the path down Makarov survives within her. Rosenheide may be resurrected. I have to believe that. Dang it! Vector of research. I was practically still. Vector of research was practically still in its infancy. I knew the risks, but I didn't think my mana dowsing would be dulled. So, oh well. I can only hope the side effects will subside soon. I'd best wash up the blood of these clothes first, and then a moment's respite. I don't want Cephaline to worry anymore. Are we done yet? I couldn't even get a single wink of sleep. Could it be fatigue from our flight last night? My body feels a lot heavier than usual. But why? I can't feel the muscles in my arms or legs, or anywhere. I can't feel a thing. It's sickening. Could this be what is called legarthy? Morning. Cephaline may be afflicted with legarthy. Well, she's never mumbled like that before. Good morning, milady. Cephaline's gown was covered with twigs and dirt from sleeping on the ground. It pains me to see her look so slovenly. But it's my own fault. But it is my own fault. Was my own fault. I don't know. Had I been more resourceful, Cephaline wouldn't have had to sleep on the ground. Did you sleep well? Cephaline shook her head disdainfully, eyes shut against the morning sun. Her eyes appeared slightly swollen from tears. Neither did I, milady. I was too worried about father and our people to sleep. Dang it. How could I have disgraced Cephaline so? How could I be so powerless? We need to learn everything we can about those people. Indeed. Who was after Cephaline and why? Were they alone, or did they have reinforcements? It's almost pathetic how little we know about our enemy. Alright, you know what? I have to end it there. I'm tired. This is getting long, as far as I'm concerned. And, yeah, so, like I said, if you guys want me to actually do the Let's Play, then, if you guys want me to do Let's Play Fault Milestone 1, then tell me. If you just want me to finish the demo, tell me that. If you want me to do both, well, tell me, obviously. And subscribe, join the pack, why not? Or you don't, I don't know. Like, comment, share, I don't care. I don't really know. I just hope. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's in the description. I don't feel like telling you it right now because it's in the description. Use it. Okay? And that's it. So, yeah. Canine out.